Three Demons, Book 2, Chapter 28, Not So Happy Reunion. Yanel and Asuka laid Kitsune and Ava's unconscious bodies against the ruined wall. Once Yanel felt that they were a safe distance away from Joseph and Braun's battle. Yanel couldn't shake the evil sensation she felt radiating off of Joseph earlier. It's been the only thing on her mind. "Yanel, are you okay?" Asuka asked with a concerned look on her face. Yanel finally snapped back to reality as she smiled and responded to Asuka. "Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you for your concern, though." Yanel knew she couldn't tell Asuka about that sensation. She didn't know why, but deep down she knew the consequences weren't going to be pretty if she were to. Yanel pried open Ava's mouth to check her injuries, seeing most of her tongue had been torn off. How is she still alive while losing so much blood? Yanel thought to herself as her hand began glowing in a pure, healing aura. Slowly, Ava's tongue began to reform back to its original form. Asuka watched in amazement. "How did you do that? My healing magic can't bring things back like that. If someone were to lose a limb, I wouldn't be able to regenerate it from nothing." She asked Yanel as she provided healing support to Kitsune. Yanel giggled at Asuka's question. "It's really nothing too special. All guardian spirits have this ability. It's to ensure our familiars are kept protected at all costs." Suddenly, Valak began rattling in the direction opposite of where they came from. Asuka and Yanel quickly stood up facing that direction, preparing themselves for a potential ambush. Then Asuka hears a familiar voice calling for them. "Hey! Asuka! I'm glad I found you!" It was Ivy calling out and running towards them. "Who's that?" Yanel asked as she tilted her head sideways. Cleo then popped her head out of Ivy's bag as her appearance catches Yanel's attention. "Yanel, look who I found," Cleo said giddily as she had a big dumb smile plastered across her face. "I see that. You found your familiar. I hope she's being good and gave you a name," Yanel says teasingly to Cleo and Ivy. "Hey, what's that supposed to mean?" Ivy asked, forgetting why she was there momentarily. Yep, my name is Cleo," Cleo said with glee radiating from her voice. "Such a sweet name. You really picked a great name," Yanel tells Ivy with a smile on her face. Ivy looks at Yanel for a brief moment before remembering why she headed in the direction she came from. "I remember! Ria's in danger. We need to go help her," Ivy told Yanel and Asuka as they looked stunned. However, footsteps are then heard behind the two. They see Jake walking towards them, the look of boredom clear on his face as he walks with his hands in his jacket pockets. Yanel notices the change in personality and becomes suspicious as she walks in front of Asuka and the others. Jake just continues walking, not acknowledging Yanel's existence. "I'm glad you were able to defeat the big guy," Asuka tells Jake with a sweet smile on her face, causing Jake to blush. "You should know I can take care of someone so irrelevant without any problems," Jake tells Asuka, hiding what actually happened. "Excuse me, what's your game?" Yanel asks Jake, but he still doesn't give her any time of day as he checks on Ava and Kitsune. He kneels down in front of the two as Ava begins regaining consciousness. "Randy, what happened to the fallen angel?" Ava asks as she realizes she is able to speak clearly, checking and confirming that her tongue has been regenerated. "He's been taken care of, obviously." Jake once again hiding what happened to Braun. Yanel grabs Jake's shoulder aggressively. "Who the hell are you? This isn't the first time you've changed." Yanel asks Jake, extremely frustrated. "Yanel, please, it's okay," Asuka asks, pleading with Yanel to calm down. Jake turns to Yanel, glaring at her, finally acknowledging her existence as he stands up and turns to her. A bead of sweat drips down Yanel's face as Jake walks towards where Ria was. "Come on, Ria needs help. Just like the rest of y'all, can't do anything without me holding your hand," Jake pridefully exclaims, making Yanel more frustrated. Ivy grabs Kitsune as Ava tells Yanel she is okay to walk on her own, as the group follows Jake to go check on Ria. Once they arrive, they see a giant pile of sand blocking the pathway, with Ria lying down unconscious mere feet away from it. Asuka and Ava go and check up on Ria, seeing the gash made by Jinsei, still leaking blood from it as Asuka and Yanel begin healing her. Jake walks over to the giant pile of sand, glaring at it as he summons his scythe, catching Yanel's stunned attention. Jake cuts down the sand, revealing Jinsei's corpse that has begun to decompose, his eyes drooping into his skull and his jaw becoming unattached, his skin dried up and wrinkly as Jake sighs, muttering to himself, "You're lucky you aren't still alive, damned prune." Jake turns back, seeing that Ria's wounds had been healed up and the blood cleaned off of her. Her shirt was cut down, revealing one of her breasts, causing Jake to have a perverted smile on his face, which, in turn, then hits him in the face with the back of her fist. Alter switch to Randy. Of course Joseph had to be on recharge right now. Randy thinks to himself as he holds his face lightly. Yanelle once more notices the shift in personality and is left awestruck. However, she is left at ease, realizing it's Randy this time. Randy takes off his jacket and covers Rhea in it, looking away from her in the process as Asuka looks at him with her cheeks puffed out. We both know that wasn't me. Randy tells Asuka with a blank expression on his face. Despite this, Asuka still has her cheeks puffed out at him. Ava then wraps her arms around Randy. If you just wanted to see a woman's chest, all you had to do was ask. Ava teases Randy with a seductive tone in her voice, causing him to turn red and look down. Randy tries to speak, but can't muster up the words to do it. As Rhea finally wakes up and sits up, seeing Ava wrapped around Randy, she looks at the two and smiles, a smile that scares Randy as he knows how pissed she is. Ava, what are you doing? Can't you see how uncomfortable he is? Rhea asks Ava with a dark tone in her voice. Oh, but it's so cute when he gets like this. Ava continues to tease Randy, knowingly poking at Rhea's buttons. Not fair. I'm not being left out again, Asuka says, hugging Randy tightly as she hears how fast his heart is beating, looking up at him concerned as it looks like he isn't paying any attention anymore. Randy nudges himself free from Asuka and Ava as he walks back from where they came from, Asuka reaching out to him as he continues to look down. Yanelle's eyes widen, surprised to see such a drastic turn in personality, from someone who is extremely interested in the female body to someone who is uncomfortable with it. Cleo pops out of Ivy's bag and asks, Is he okay? Ivy looks at Randy with concern in her eyes as she realizes, Wait, we gotta go find Kazuto and Zyla. Rhea then realizes that they are the only ones missing. You're right, we've got to go. She goes to get up, causing Randy's jacket to fall off of her, making her realize her chest has been exposed, causing her to become flustered and cover herself back up as the group follows Yanelle and Cleo to where Kazuto and Zyla are held up at. End of Chapter 28.